Good enough is good enough, Em.
Hi, we're back. Hi, we are here to talk about the unfortunate problem of, well...
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. Because I was thinking we were telling secrets to our friends.
Guess what?
Because also it's kind of like a whisper-worthy thing. So the plus one. So if you're trying to have girl time or friend time and someone brings a plus one, like their romantic partner person, like, what do you do?
Yep.
Right? What
The question is, I went to meet my girlfriend that I haven't seen in years for brunch, and she just like brought her boyfriend.
Or your friend's like, hey, want to hang out? Want to come to this comedy show? And you're like, yeah, I definitely do. And then the person's like, cool. Me and Mike are going to get tickets and we'll see you there. And you're like, Mike, I have one night free this week. I don't want to hang out with Mike. I want to just one-on-one friend time.
Okay, so what should you do? In the first, what would you do?
What would you do?
Someone should have a TV show name.
Oh my God. I'm receding into the background.
So the first step is evaluate, like, how you feel about that. Like, we don't like plus ones.
No
offense to anyone who's ever bought a plus one, but
because then the person can't be themselves. That's why I feel like my friends who bring just a random dating person, like, it's not, I don't even get to see my friend because I want to be like, how's your dating person? And then you can't because they're right there.
Yeah, and it's not even like a gossip thing. It's more like the people we are when we're all together as friends, and not even as women, but just as friends. Like, you're different in front of your partner, and that's okay. Yeah. But like, I don't want to see that version of you.
No, I definitely don't. And also, good point about the not just women. Yeah, I totally agree. Just because you are in a queer relation, you can't bring your same gender person or your queer partner just because it's not a man.
Right.
Like, don't bring that person.
At your clothing shop, you said no partners.
No partners of any kind. I don't want anyone coming with their mask on that they wear in front of their partner, even if it's a tiny mask. I don't want that shit between me and you and our connection.
Yeah. And even if it just means that you're looking at them with hearts in your eyes and you're not looking at me and telling me a story, then I don't want it.
That's what I don't want. Yeah. If you love a plus one, great. This video is not for you. This is for those of you who are slightly or more annoyed when someone brings their plus one or wants to, and what to do to gracefully get out of that situation.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say I'm annoyed when people bring their plus one, but it did make me realize that I didn't want that, and I was in charge of my own life. So the first time that someone was like, okay, great, my husband's getting tickets or whatever, and I was like, oh, and so I just needed to set a boundary there. And so for me, I'm like, my boundary was, oh, I'm really into just girl time. I don't really do couples things. Yeah. Do you want to just go just us? Or are you open to just going with us? And she's like, well, actually that night is my date night with my partner, so no. And I'm like, great, set a boundary right back. Like, let's just talk clearly about this. Otherwise, we're just going to both be resentful in one direction. So like, speak up for yourself, allow the other person to have their space. Like, and if you don't totally align on that total thing, then just find another time. Or if they're like, I never want to see you again without my partner, then
that's your information.
That's good information to have before 17 plus one invites and you're just mad every time, right? It's all about like figuring out what your wants and needs are and speaking up for those in friendship. Even if you've never spoken up for them in that exact friendship before, you can always start now.
And also, so the question is the surprise plus one. So you think you're going to brunch with someone who you've known for 8 years and it's your friend, and then they bring someone who you've known for 0 minutes because it's their new plus one, right?
Right. That's just like an introvert's worst nightmare also. Like, it's not that we hate all people. We just don't like new people.
Surprised on me. Like, to me that feels like networking because it is, because you're into the like introductory get to know you questions like, what's your job?
Right.
Do you live here in the neighborhood?
Yeah. Which that's not the conversation I'm seeking anymore. Like, I am occasionally from a few people, but not just when I think I'm going to brunch with an old friend and we're going to be at that comfort level and we can just dip right in and like giggle about the old times. Like, I don't want to be sharing from my A to B story.
Right. I don't think we need to offend ourselves anymore. If people are still watching, it means they want to know what to do if there's a plus one surprisingly cast upon them.
Sure.
So if the person is surprisingly cast upon you, I suggest you don't kick them out on the spot no matter how much you want to. You just have, this is a moment where you have to change your internal dialogue. So that you are choosing not to keep it in the A to B zone of light conversation, you can just be your real self with the person who's the friend, who's the deep friendship, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And loop in the other person a little bit along the way. But like there is, we talk a lot about in our household about age appropriate stress. It's more like a situation appropriate stress. If you're the boyfriend person or partner person who surprises a friendship date, you're gonna feel a little left out, and that's okay. So maybe next time you'll be like, does your friend know I'm coming to your 2-person brunch?
And like the thing about being a support role, I was at this dinner in LA this past September or whatever, and talking to this fella, and he was like, I'm sorry, I have to go, I'm in a support role here. Like he just knew he was in a support role, and he wasn't like supposed to be gathered, and he was supposed to be helping, making sure his partner had cups or whatever, right? So like even talking about that beforehand, establishing that, if you're like the direct communication pros out there, then that would be a great thing to talk. Like this is, you know, this is my, and this is what happened when I went to Brent's work party. I was like, I'm in support role because this isn't my work party. So like, you know, I'm going to speak my boundaries and what's really important to me at this, but like ultimately, like I want him to have his best experience. So just being really clear about what that was up front made it not such a horrible, hellish time.
And what if you're having a gathering at your house? How do you spell out that it's like no +1s, that it's just like people who are in the friendship circle or people solos?
Yeah, well, how do you? Because you do.
I mean, if I think people should bring someone, I almost never want someone's raggedy date who I don't know coming along. But I might say, like I have said, if you think there's someone who I would super love and like really love to know, please bring them. So that could be your BFF. I'm also sick of +1 having to be like, here's my one romantic monogamous person. Like, no, that's so ridiculous. So like, if there's a person in your world, it could be your mom, it could be your coworker, it could be your neighbor, it could be anyone, including your romantic partner or a romantic partner of your 15 that you have, that you think I would think is awesome, bring them. Like, I like a +1 where it's not just rote, but it's like the more awesome people who are my kindred spirit who happen to come with another person. That's great.
That's a good way to disrupt the +1 system in general. So you don't just have to have +1s be your romantic partner, because like think of all of the amazing women that you're friends with or people that you're friends with, like they don't always all pick their husbands to be the type of friends that you also want, like, which is fine. Like I don't need my friends to have husbands that are my friends at all. You know, nice and respectful and polite, great. But like, I'm not into that type of friendship circle. And that's, you know, you're in charge. You don't have to be. Just because you have a partner and your friends doesn't mean you have to combine the two. Again, we're just giving you a permission slip to figure out exactly what makes you the happiest in your friendships, in your life, in your romance, and then do exactly that.
Okay, so then couple friendships. I think you should talk a little bit about a couple friendships. Do you like having friendships as a couple?
No, but my husband's even more like not interested in meeting new people as I am, so that took a lot of pressure off of that. So I'm just like, I'm going out, and he's like, great.
I know.
But if your partner's like, can I come? This is another thing. So if you have a partner who wants to come, and you're like, you're in the situation where Emily invites you somewhere and she says no +1s, and you're like, I'm going to this really cool thing, and they're like, great, I'm coming. Like, and you're like, no, you're not. You can just say, you know what, this is just a friendship. This is just this circle. This is just a thing. Or I want to do this by myself. And you can tell your partner who you love so much that you want to do something by yourself, and that doesn't need to offend them. It shouldn't offend them.
Couldn't agree more. I personally do not love a couple friendship because it's the rare time that like each person would like the other 3, like of all 4 people liking the other 3 enough to hang out. Like I find my time is extremely precious for hanging out with other people. And just that presence of a warm body doesn't exactly give me energy. It kind of drains me unless that warm body is interesting to me and seems like they're on my level, the whatever kind of levels I care about. So I more so just like to hang out with a person rather than hanging out in a couple friendship. Luckily my partner understands, but in a lot of worlds there's like a lot of pressure to hang out as couples.
Well, there's a lot of pressure, and our partners understand because we've been stating our needs very clearly from the get-go. That I don't do partners, partner friendships. I don't do this, I don't want to go there, I don't want you to come with me, I'm not going to that.